because of this increase in computing power and increase in technology that's available to us, does that mean that actuaries are becoming obsolete? And I think the answer to that is definitely no, because although we have so much data coming at us and so many ways to be able to analyze that, so many programs to be able to analyze that, the right answer from a computer's perspective, when it doesn't have any of the background knowledge, is not necessarily the best answer from a business perspective or from the perspective of the insured. And so it's really important for an actuary to take what the model is telling you and say, okay, how does this make sense from a business perspective? How does this make sense to marketing and to IT? Are they going to be able to implement what the model is telling us? And so actuaries have to juggle a lot of different opinions about how rates need to be, and they need to satisfy different areas when making those decisions. And I don't think that that's something that a computer right now can easily do. And so though I suppose the way that I think of modeling is there are two models at hand at the same time. There's the actual model that's giving you the information, that's computing what you can't do in your brain. But then there's the actual human model, that the brain that's saying, okay, but does this actually make sense? This is statistically significant, but is this significant when it comes to what is the best thing to do for our insureds and for our company?
The way that states regulate how insurance works and what you can rate on and how those rating systems are put together is constantly evolving. And even though we're getting more data, we're doing more models, there's also pushback to say, we're not sure if we support that way that you're doing it, or we don't want you to use these variables, or we want to see a different analysis. And so you really do have to be willing to say, what is another way that we can get the information and the outcomes that we need to get to be a profitable, successful business? But we have to also meet the regulations of the states, and that can make things very tricky. So again, you have to be just willing to think through problems differently, try to come up with new solutions, and just always be kind of evolving in the way that you're putting together a rating plan. Our field is going to change a lot over the next 10 years because of the change in computers, the change in the ability to analyze big data, the amount of data that's going to be looked at, that's going to be used, where the data comes from, it's already changing and will continue to change. So just be willing to kind of change up and question the methods that you're currently using. And also just be willing to grow and learn and say, okay, I want to learn a little bit more about modeling rather than just a univariate analysis or something along those lines. Just being willing to say, what is the new thing that's coming out in the analytics world, and how could that apply to what I'm doing now?